And now, welcome back to 30 at 6. We have a musical treat for you. Chuck Briseno and one of his band members going to tell us about something new and exciting. Chuck, welcome, and Cody, welcome to 30 at 6.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
It's our pleasure entirely. I was just very fortunate that a couple weeks ago I was down at Granite Run Tap Room, and at their open mic, they're back in business, and they're having an open mic on Thursdays. Oh, yeah. You happened to be performing, and we talked.
We did. We were at the Granite Run Tap Room, Port Deposit, and we actually played there last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or in the afternoon from 2 to 6. And
nice.
We had a great crowd. They were super welcoming, and they really listened to what we were doing, and they really encouraged us to play a lot of our own stuff, and I think they really enjoyed it. So hopefully they come back to a couple more of our shows we have in Bel Air coming up. So
cool. Well, yeah. That's a real music room, and from what I heard from you the other night down there, you play some real music.
Oh, thank you.
So, but you have a full band called the...
So it's Chuck Briseno, and then we have the band is the Mile 57 band.
And there's a little story behind
There is a story behind that, and we had a van. We were coming back from a show in East Texas to Missouri, where we're going to be based out of here in 10 days. So we're moving to Springfield, and we were coming back from Honky Tonk, Texas. We just got done playing with Josh Ward, and our van caught fire and burned to the ground while we were driving it. And we lost the whole van and all our clothes, and grabbed the money from the shows that weekend, and that's about what we got out there with.
Made for a good album cover.
Made for a good album cover. And then when we were recording again in Oklahoma, we recorded with Mike McClure. Our van, the alternator went out, and when it died, I had the gas pedal as far as we could go, and we pulled over, and when the sun came up, we went and looked out behind the trailer in the van, and 10 foot behind the trailer was the black spot where the first van burned down, and this was in a matter of months.
So don't go down Highway 44 anymore. Take an alternate route.
Yeah, it was an interesting story.
I heard you say that you had done some recording out there.
So we did 2 albums with Mike McClure at the Boo Hatch Studio and Ada. Mike was with the Great Divide for a long time, and he does his own stuff, and he's a legend. He's legendary down there in the Red Dirt scene, and I was just so grateful to have the opportunity to work with him. And then we just recorded our 3rd record with Scott Von Ensign in Baltimore.
Obscura Sound Studio.
Obscura Sound, and it's kind of a word of mouth thing, but he's been doing this for 20 years, and he toured as a musician and has a lot of experience, and probably the best person we've ever worked with. And we hadn't worked with a whole lot of people, but he was really good for what we were trying to do. And this new record has definitely put us, I feel, in a different place where we want to be.
So Cody, you were on that new record too.
Yeah.
Playing your violin? What do you call it? Violin or fiddle?
Well, violin and a fiddle are the same thing. Fiddle's just a hillbilly slang term for a violin. But I live in Springfield already, so I flew to Maryland, and I was there for 2 months?
2 months, he stayed with me.
We worked on what we do, 11 songs?
We did, yeah. We did 10 songs on the album, but we also did a couple extra just to put something out in the meantime.
Cool. So you recorded that in Baltimore. You get ready to hit the road and relocate to?
Springfield, Missouri.
Missouri.
February 1st, we'll be at Black Eyed Susie's. That'll be kind of our going away party. And then we will stop at Nashville on the 4th. And then we have a show in East Texas on the 8th with Josh Ward again. So hopefully no more van fires. And then we'll be back in Springfield for a week or two, kind of ramp up, put together our light show, and get everything kind of settled in, inventory everything, and make sure everything is insured. And then we have a 3-week run in Texas. So they'll kick that off in Houston, and then we'll go all the way around. I think it's 3,000 miles is going to be on the tab for that trip. So
living the dream.
Living in a new bus.
And there's 5 folks in the band. I got that right?
Yeah, 5 people in the band. Yeah.
And you'll be touring around didn't you say you booked a few shows besides what you told me?
So we booked 50 shows in the last 4 weeks. We had a really good friend of ours from Scooter Brown Band that I visited with in Nashville. And he set me up with another friend, and he's a Marine veteran, and I'm an Army veteran, and he set us up with another Army veteran, Nick Sterling, and he has his band, Nick Sterling and the Nomads, they're up in Montana and Idaho a lot.
Right.
So he gave us a lot of contacts, and we just shared contacts with venues. So we're planning a summer run into Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, Illinois, Wisconsin, North Dakota, and then we'll try to make our way back here July 4th to Maryland. So that's going to be a really, really long one, but looking forward to seeing all that scenery, going out to Yellowstone. I've never been to Yellowstone. So.
Oh, you're in for a treat out there. But you spoke of your military experience, and one of the songs you'll be playing tonight is based on some of that.
Sure. So we're gonna play "Folded Flag" for you. It's a song that's very special. It's definitely for, I don't know if anyone knows what a Gold Star family is, but when you lose a service member overseas, basically makes you a Gold Star family. Being close to Dover, that's where a lot of their service members would come in and be prepared to come back home to their final resting place. And when I was in Afghanistan in 2007, I was there for 13 months with the 173rd Airborne Brigade. And there's a documentary called Restrepo that kind of highlights that. So check that out. My friend Sebastian Junger and Tim Hetherington, who's now passed, did that documentary. And we lost 43 people on our deployment. And that song is, when you go into that environment, I know a lot of us write a letter and you give it to your friend.
Right.
And it's if something happens, just in case. And this song is about the Gold Star family getting the notification and then getting the last letter, and it's the spouse getting the letter and reading it and saying it's okay for you to move on and be happy because I'll always be there with you. But if I could give all this stuff back, these medals and things, just to be with you again. And it's a strong message, but it's a strong message of strength. And these military families, they definitely endure things that people that don't have to move around and deal with deployments and stuff like that have to endure. I mean, it's a big reason why I never got married while I was in the military. I never felt like I wanted to take anybody through that. And but as a songwriter, you should be able to tell a story. I think it's a strong story to tell, and it's definitely hard. We don't play the song all the time, but definitely, like yesterday, the crowd that was there, they were captivated by what we were doing, and I had their attention, and I really wanted to share something special with them. And so it was wonderful to do that, and they really received it well. And that's why I love doing music, because I want to tell the story, and I feel like I got a lot of stories to tell. You know.
Right. Well, it sounds like it, and we look forward to hearing them.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you both.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.